Hey guys, this is Rocking3 bringing you the live commentary Forza 5. And I had someone put into the comments down below on one of my videos asking about which type of cars to use in multiplayer racing, which would also apply to career races as well. Basically just a lot of traffic, other cars to contend with. And he wanted me to give suggestions for classes A, B, and C. So I thought I would start one video here with Class C and work my way up in some other videos. So I'm going to go ahead and filter this, and I'm going to go to my C class. I'm going to go to the bottom of my C class here. I have a few cars in C that I haven't built out yet. I think those are just stock right now. That one might have a couple things on it, but not done. So basically what I want to do is I want to talk about which cars I would suggest, and these aren't always exactly the cars that you need to win the type of races I'm going to talk about, but it's those type of configurations and those type of cars which I'm talking about. And in a multiplayer and career, there's basically three types of tracks. So the three types of tracks, at least I label them as, is number one would be a turning type track, which is more of a handling track that never really has an opportunity to hit any kind of top speed. So that might be like the Road Atlanta short or something like that, and that would be the case where there would be no true real long straightaway. You might hit about 110, 120 miles an hour, but you don't really need a car that goes much faster than that. But you do need a car that does handle and carries a lot of speed, brakes quickly, able to recover in a mid-corner, and basically it's going to have a little bit of speed, but mostly handling. And in that kind of suggestion here, I would probably put within my cars probably this Ford Escort. A couple of different things about this car is all-wheel drive, so I get a really good launch. You see I have a 7.3 launch there. I have pretty decent acceleration, and I have good speed, but really the biggest number there you're going to see is the handling number and the braking number as well. So this car is going to stop real quick, continue to hold the speed through the turns, and make a run to the front. And if I get out front, I just run laps and continue to run that way. Other cars that are pretty good for that would probably be the Integra, if you have it set up for handling. And this BMW is not too bad either, but you can see I'm going down in handling numbers pretty far. This Toyota GT86 is kind of a hybrid car, and I'll talk about that a little bit more here when I talk about the second track. It's kind of tracks. So the second kind of track that I see is going to be a mostly turning type of track or a handling track, but then has a straightaway or two, or maybe a wider sweeping turn that allows you to maintain speed. There's several of these tracks out there. This is actually probably the majority of the tracks. There's probably going to be quite a few turning tracks, handling tracks, but there's going to be a lot of these tracks as well where you need a little bit of top speed. And in that case, I would use something like what I have here, this hybrid, the Toyota GT86. It actually has a pretty decent amount of speed, and it has pretty good handling, still a good acceleration. The BMW, again, is another really good car for that. You get some good speed out of it, yet it handles. So you need to be able to carry speed through the turns to keep up with the handling cars, but then you also need the speed to stay in front of them in the straightaways. And I'll put these tunes out here as well, and I'll tell you which ones I do that. I'll do that before I leave. And then there's going to be the really fast tracks. They're going to have really long straightaways. There are quite a few of those type of tracks here where you can use your top speed, and you need to have the top speed because if your car is limited to 120, 130 miles an hour, you're going to lose a lot of distance in the long straightaways. And this one again is a pretty decent hybrid car. This Toyota GT86, it still has some pretty good speed, but you're still going to want to go even a little bit faster than that. So up here at the top of my PI, I have a couple of cars that are pretty fast as a top speed and still have good acceleration. This RX-7 is one of them. You can see the speed is 6.2 on that, and it's going to have a little bit more horsepower than most of the other cars. Still good acceleration and still a pretty decent launch. This one's also a very quick car, and the nice thing about having the all-wheel drive is it still brakes and handles pretty well. But again, you need that acceleration, you need that launch, and you need that speed to stay in front of people and to make those top runs on the long straightaways. And then I also have muscle cars. Muscle cars in the C class are actually very effective as well. This Mustang Boss 302 is a good car in the C-Class. There's actually a couple other muscle cars that are a little bit better. The 1970 Challenger is going to be one of them for sure. But I have that one down in the D-Class right now. So you're seeing just my C-Class cars. So those are going to be the 3 type of tracks, and those are going to be the type of cars you're going to want to take to those races in order to be very competitive in the multiplayer, very competitive in career mode as well, to play against the AI guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload 3 different ones here. I'm going to upload the GT86 so you guys can find the tune on that. I am going to upload this Integra Type R. Actually, I'm going to upload this Escort Cosworth. So that'll be the handling one. This will be the in-between one. And then for the speed one, I'm going to go ahead and put my RX-7 out there. The RX-7 is actually pretty drivable. Just be careful with your brake pressure so you don't get the back to slide around too much. But those are going to be three cars on those 3 type of tracks, and you will be competitive on those tracks if you learn how to drive those cars pretty well. So I'm going to start right now just with the C-Class, and in future videos I'm going to go ahead and move up to the B-Class, and then my last one will be the A-Class as well. Right now I think that's going to be a good start. Let me know if you have any questions or any more specific questions, and we'll go from there. Thanks guys. Take it easy.